You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about a proposed monster trade in the WNBA that's going to be looked at as the first massive domino for the start of free agency, and it involves a couple of really big-name players. One player that just recently turned her back and her nose up to the Unrivaled League. After she joined it, she quit it. Judging by the ratings, she's not missing anything. But Kelsey Plum may be fixing to get sent to the LA Sparks. And this trade involves the Seattle Storm and Jewell Loyd, too. And this is going to be a big one. If it actually happens, we'll have to see. But evidently, it's in the conversation stage right now. There are several big-name WNBA players who could be on the move. Of course, this is always the case when it comes to free agency, but this season, a major trade could be the catalyst. The first domino in this offseason saga to fall occurred in December when Seattle Storm star Jewell Loyd reportedly requested a trade out of the franchise that drafted her with the number 1 overall pick. Yeah, we talked about earlier that evidently they tried to work out a deal with the Chicago Sky, and that was not going to happen, all right? For whatever reason, they couldn't get it worked out. She didn't want to go to Chicago. We certainly got our speculations on that, right? Quote, every free agency period, one move serves as a catalyst for all others in the WNBA. This year, that move is a 3-team trade that could send Jewell Loyd to the Aces. So Kelsey Plum may be moving out of there. All right. Jewell Loyd's coming in to join A'ja Wilson. Kelsey Plum to the Sparks. Interesting. And assets to the Storm. Damn. I don't know what they're getting, but it don't sound great right now. Multiple league sources familiar with the proposed trade have indicated it until it's finalized, other moves won't be made. So, in other words, they're going to stop free agency. Everybody's going to stop and wait till this deal gets over the line. Quote, the problem at hand is getting the trade over the finish line, which at the current moment appears to hinge upon packaging the right pieces for Seattle. Okay, well, that makes sense because Seattle's sitting back like the meme with John Travolta in Pulp Fiction looking around like, what the hell's happening? The fact that Aces superstar Kelsey Plum, who also appears likely to be traded from the Aces this offseason, regardless of whether it's in exchange for Loyd, is included in the deal is fascinating. While this is pure speculation, one could imagine, quote, the problem at hand, Costabile alluded to, would be the Storm's desire for the number 2 pick in the 2025 WNBA draft, which belongs to the LA Sparks. Given the talent available, it's understandable that LA would be hesitant to trade that pick. But if doing so means they get a veteran star like Plum, that could be enough. If they had the number 1 pick, I don't think they'd be doing that trade, and probably wouldn't even be considering it, is my gut feeling. You know, I mean, honestly. So there's been a lot of response. Now, right off the bat, you're thinking, well, Jewell hooks up with Chelsea and A'ja with the Aces. And then you've got, Kelsey Plum hooking up with Cameron Brent and Rickea Jackson in L.A. The problem is we don't know exactly what that really does, all right, or what that's really going to look like. Does it seem like an improved team? Sure. Absolutely. But what does that translate to in the wins? Cameron got hurt, so we don't know what she's really going to end up being, right? She looked like a pick that hit, right? But as of right now, we just don't know for sure. Rickea definitely looked a little promising, I thought. So, huge trade. Sparks can't give up their second overall pick, mortgaging the future for Kelsey Plum makes no sense. Yeah, unless you're looking at the fact that for their league and for their fans, she's kind of a star, right? Definitely going to generate interest there. Like I said, if it was the number one pick, I don't think I'd do it. Wow. If I'm Plum, I'm mad as shit. Yeah, I wonder about that. I think she's from San Diego. I may be wrong, but I think she is. So that would certainly get her a little closer to home. But we'll have to see. Yeah, Kelsey to the Sparks. Yikes. On behalf of the Washington Mystics organization, we would love to help the Sparks, Aces, and Star facilitate a trade. They ain't letting you get involved. You ain't getting involved. I mean, really. Seriously. I don't know why people want to overpay so much for 1 year of Jewell. Good player, but not worth the cost value of the second or third pick. Same with Plum, Olivia Miles, Centron, better value. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Yeah, this person said interesting. Curious if trading KP for Loyd will be a net benefit to LV since it doesn't help the cap issue. Yeah, a lot of people think the Aces they're in a kind of a little bit of a bind right now. They're going to be competitive as long as Asia's there. I mean, let's be honest here. This person said they really hope Kelsey stays with the Aces. I think that ship is sailed. In my opinion, she's not staying. I don't believe that, really. So we'll have to see. Weak as F. Okay, maybe. Yep, Kelsey Plum to the Sparks. There she is. Right. Yeah, AI don't miss, I guess. Good chance you could see a little of it in the thumbnail on this video, in fact. Interesting, indeed. You got Paige Bukers out there, or Beckers, depending on your flavor of how you want to say it. She's obviously the big get in the draft, but there's some other good players coming out in college this year too. So we'll have to see. I would assume she'll go number 1 overall unless something crazy happens, but maybe not, and then all of a sudden the number 2 pick would be like, ooh, very, very valuable. And if you're these teams, particularly the Sparks, do you want to get closer to the draft before you pull the trigger here? Before you make this decision? The problem is it sounds like the entire free agency period's going to pause, going to take a step back. Nobody's signing nothing. We're not doing shit until this trade gets done. It's a big trade. It is. Very interesting. Indiana Fever? Can you just re-sign Kelsey Mitchell and get somebody else in there? I mean, to replace Nalissa Smith whenever you decide to cut her. Hopefully. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.